All right, here's how you do lesson 5.02 independent practice. Here we are trying to find out or trying to identify if a table is a linear function. Remember, linear function basically means if you do the graph, you're going to see a straight line. Okay, now we're not going to make a graph. What we're going to do is the following. Let me show you with this problem number one. Okay, basically, what you're going to do is you're going to find out how much are, remember, look at the table. We have x columns. See all of this here, the x's, and here is the y columns. Okay, so we have x and y's. Here's what I want you to do. Let's find out how much are the numbers going from one row to the next row in the y's. And basically what you have to do to find that out, okay, you're gonna do subtraction. Okay, so you're gonna take the second row 4. I'm gonna subtract the first row of the y's, 6.6, and you can see that I got negative 2.6. All right. And now I'm going to do the same thing from the second row to the third row. So I'm going to do the same idea again. I'm going to take the third row, 1.4. I'm going to subtract the second row of the y's, which is 4. And you can see that I also got negative 2.6. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the last row here, the last two rows. So I'm gonna take what I got in what I have on the fourth row of the y, which is negative 1.2. I'm gonna subtract 1.4, which is the row right before. And you can see I got negative 1.6, negative 2.6, I should say. So look what I did. I found how much are the y's changing. We call this the change of the y's. That's how we call this. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the x's. See, I want to see how in the x column, how the numbers are changing from one row to the next row. And here, negative 4 to negative 3, we added 1. And how do I know it's 1? Look, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take negative 3. I'm going to subtract negative 4. And you can see it's 1. And then I'm going to keep doing the same thing for the next one. See, next two rows. So from negative 3 to negative 2, that's plus 1. Again, I can do it in the calculator. See, I'm going to take negative 2. You always go to the row that is next minus the row that was before. So negative 2, I'm going to subtract negative 3. And you can see is 1. And the same thing is going to happen here. Okay, so I went up by 1. We call this, what I wrote in blue, how the numbers are changing in the x column. We call it the change of the x's. Okay, and if these numbers are the same, if the numbers on the y's are the same, so you look at the y's, they're all the same, and the numbers of the x's are all the same, then we say we have a linear function. Okay, that's the only time a table will have a linear function. If the changes in the y's, remember change means subtraction, and the changes of the x's, okay, they're all the same number on each side. So look at the y's, they're all negative 2.6. Look at the x's, they're all ones. See, each side, they are the same number. Okay, so that's how we know it is going to be a linear function. All right, let's go to the next problem. I'm going to show you now when it's not a linear function. Now, here's problem number 2. And it's going to be my last problem of this assignment. I did the first two. You're going to do the other two. Now that you have an idea, how do you find if a table is a linear function or not? So here's problem number 2. Here's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do again, look at the x column, look at the y columns, okay? What I'm going to do is I want to find the change of the y's. Remember, here are the y's. All of these here are y's, okay? I want to find the change of the y's. I want to know how the numbers are changing from one row to the next row. So I'm gonna find out how much it go from 17 to 35. So that you're gonna use your calculator. So you're gonna take 35. I'm gonna subtract 17. And you can see we went up by 21. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing from 35 to 59. So I'm gonna subtract 59 minus 35. As you can see, that's plus 24. Then from 59 to 89, again, you're gonna take 89, subtract 59. And you can see I got 30. Okay, I hope you notice right now that look at the change. Remember, we call these numbers I wrote in black, we call that the change of the y's, because these are how much are the numbers changing from one row to the next row. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the x's. Okay, so let me highlight the x's. Here are the x numbers. And I'm going to do the same thing from 2 to 3. Oh, we went up 1. From 3 to 4. Oh, we went up 1. From 4 to 5. Oh, we only went up 1. Okay, we call that the change of the x's. Okay, now how do I know if it's a linear function? If I have the same change on the x, and I do, they're all plus 1, and if I have the same change for the y's, now that's a problem. I'm not changing by the same number on the y's. So because I'm not changing by the same number, we say that this is not a linear function. Okay, and that's how we do this. Okay, now the rest is on you. All right, I hope this helps.